Welcome everyone to Carlsbad. Sorry for the delay. We are in the second inning here, and 0-0 game for your Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen. Ty Friend here with you live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. A little bit of Wi-Fi issues and some major winds around the area today, causing some delays on the internet. Again, no scores in this game so far. Eagles managing a couple base runners earlier in their first two at-bats as we are into the bottom of the second now. Hobbs got a single from Marcus Alderetti. But we're also struck out 4 times, and that pretty much shut down the offense. They did get another walk as well in the first inning. And for the Carlsbad Cavemen, whole different situation right now. They've got a single here in the second inning, and they had a single in the first inning with 2 hits, 1 hit for the Eagles. Hobbs Eagles on the mound for the pitching staff. Zach McPeters, 5-2 record. Got a 2.92 ERA. This is his 9th game of the season. At the plate for the Cavemen is Zach Galindo, the DH. He is 7th in the order. This is still their first rotation of batters. Curveball inside for the ball. Count goes to 2-1. Once again, bottom of the second inning here in Carlsbad. Game 1 of the triple header. 2 games tomorrow at Sportsman's Park. McPeters spies behind the plate, throws the fastball just barely outside for ball 4. So the Cavemen now have runners at first and second. So Galindo, the DH, now on first base. Ty Molina now 8th in the order for the Cavemen, the catcher. Winner of this 3-game series, at least 2 out of the 3 will be the district champs. Both teams come in with a 6-0 record on the season. Of course, Eagles coming off the 3 wins over Clovis, 2 last Friday night on the doubleheader. And the Cavemen taking not much trouble with the Roswell Coyotes. Fastball low for McPeters for ball 1. Molina 8th in the order for the Cavemen. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. A time called as Zach gets a little committee meeting from Kenyon Singleton, heads out to the mound for a second. Watching and listening live, YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com for 1 game tonight. Again, wind's a little bit of a factor, especially when we got here on the drive up as well. Flags about 15, 20 miles per hour here. Some gusts a little bit more than that. Of course, mostly a turf field except for the inside the bases and the mound. Curveball inside, fouled off by Molina to the right over the Carlsbad dugout. Count goes to 1-1. Eagles come in with a 19-4 record, 6-0 in district. The Cavemen at 20-3, also 6-0 in district. Both teams definitely going to have a good seed at the state playoffs starting next week. Probably both of them getting home games. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fastball high for ball 2. Of course, you have to be very selective on your pitching staffs in these games. Coach Boyle, of course. Coach Cody May used to be a USW baseball player, of course, in Hobbs. When you try to make yourself a good seed in the playoffs, you only got to get the pitching staff the right way you want them. Fastball goes high up in the air on the foul and over the top of the grandstands here, out of play. Nolan Perry's the starter for Carlsbad. He's 6-0 this season. No ERA yet. And his 11th game of the season. Definitely got a good arm. Eagles have been able to get 1 hit off of him so far. So Ty Molina now at the plate, still 2 for 2 the count. Peters takes a peek back at second at the runner, turns and fires a curveball, whacked high in the air towards shallow second base between first and second. Little back pedal and the catch made for the Eagles by Socorus for the out. Out number 2. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a battle going on here to the end. Slated for 7 in this one game. Bottom of the order now, Jeremiah Dominguez, the second baseman. Dominguez batting .600 this season. He's got 6 hits, 8 RBIs, a double. No home runs yet. 7 home runs as a team for the Cavemen. Fastball dropped outside as a little bit of gamesmanship there by the catcher for the Eagles, Singleton, as he wanted that ball to roll up that first baseline just a little bit to see if the runners would bite, and they didn't. Stayed at first and second. 1 ball and no strikes to Dominguez. Again, 9th in the order for the Cavemen. Fastball cracked towards short. Good field with the glove there by Graham. Fires his second and gets the stomp on the base there by Socorus off the 6-2-4. So the Cavemen manage 1 hit. They leave 2 on base. No runs come across. We go to the top of the third. Very fast-moving ball game. Your Eagles 0, the Cavemen 0. Winner of this 3-game series, the champs of the district. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live with Hobbs Eagle Baseball at HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Eagles and the Cavemen 0-0 here in the top of the third. Hobbs back to bat. Again, Hobbs 19-4, 6-0 in terms of the district. Came in with a .321 batting average compared to Carlsbad at .393, so doing a little bit better numbers there for the Cavemen. Hobbs with that one hit so far, Marcus Alderete. Eagles also got a walk from Eric McNabb and hit by a pitch, Major Bird right in the middle of the back in this second inning. Fastball outside coming from Perry for the ball. Perry 6-0 this season. Again, no ERA yet, 11 games. This is his 11th game of the season. Definitely has the arm. Here comes a 1-0 fastball. And holding on at that time for the Eagles, top of the order, Bernie Sikoras. They say low for ball 2. Sikoras struck out back in the first inning. Batting .389 this season, one of the leaders on the team. Fastball low for ball 3. Sikoras with 28 hits, 30 RBIs, 2 doubles, 5 triples, and 7 home runs. So well ahead of the count now at 3-0, the lefty. Here comes the pitch from Perry. Fastball, swing and a miss. Right down the pike there. Sikoras will take the first strike. 3-1 count. McNabb, Graham, and Brewer do up 2 through 4 for the Eagles. Here comes the pitch from Perry on the full count. Fastball, ooh, he held on it, and they're going to get the strike. As Sikoras put on the stop sign, unfortunately pays the price, his second K of the ball game. And that's a total now of 5 Ks for Perry on the mound. Eric McNabb, the center fielder now, who walked back in the first inning. McNabb batting .400 this season with those 24 hits, 15 RBIs, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Perry quickly gets the pitch inside. Little flinch by McNabb, but not enough to get the strike call. Ball 1-0. Still 0-0 here, top of the third. Almost halfway through in a quick moving pace game here. Here comes the windup and the throw from Perry. Fastball outside for ball 2. So both batters, the last two of the Eagles, have been getting ahead of the count. They got to protect the plate, though, because Perry definitely has an arm on those last pitches. 2-0 pitch, curveball inside, and clips that corner, inside corner for the strike. Count goes to 2-1. Last games of the regular season for both teams. It definitely will be in the playoffs next week. Here's the 2-1 fastball. Low, swing and a miss for the strike for McNabb. Just his helmet just a little bit. And he's definitely going to have to keep that bat somewhere near the plate this time. As you can expect it might possibly be hittable here. Comes a pitch from Perry. Fastball, and just waiting on it was McNabb, and he'll take the strike. So definitely we did not want to see that. Definitely had to make some movement on the bat there, and that is a second K in a row for Perry. And a total now of 6 overall. Third in the order, Colton Graham, who struck out back in the first. Graham, the shortstop, of course, for the Eagles. He's batting .386 this season. 27 hits, 25 RBIs, 3 doubles, 4 triples, and a homer. Of course, the Eagles have had total of 15 homers this season. Swing and a miss on the fastball for the strike, and hear that ball slapping right into the glove that time. Carlsbad has Harville at first, Dominguez second, Marquez third, and Quintella at the short. Here's the pitch from Perry. Fastball clips the inside corner for strike 2. Ganaway, Thomas, Mabry in the outfield left to right. And Molina behind the plate, catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Graham. Perry comes fastball low this time for the ball. Count even up at 2-2. Of course, you got to win 2 out of 3 to get the district championship with the 2 games at Sportsman's Park tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch fastball, a little inside for ball 2. Make it 3. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Makai Brewer, the cleanup man, due next. He flew to left back in the first for the last out. Hit count now 2-1 in favor of the Cavemen. Full count pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. That is strike 3 for Colton Graham. So the Hobbs Eagles get 3 Ks in that top of the third. Not much offensive production. No runs come across. We head to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless. Hobbs and Carlsbad live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Back in 60 seconds. We got a tight one here in Carlsbad. The Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen tied 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Eagles, of course, with more experience out of the field with 8 seniors on the roster. Only 4 for the Cavemen, but they're heavy on the juniors. They've got 8. Eagles have 3. 1 sophomore apiece for both teams and 3 freshmen for the Cavemen. 16 on the roster for Carlsbad and 12 for the Eagles. Cavemen at the plate now here in the bottom of the third. First fastball coming across for McPeters on the strike. Top of the order, make it bottom of the order. Or actually top of the order, I should say. Tristan Thomas, the center fielder, flew out to center right for the first out of the ball game. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball outside and low for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Thomas batting .413 this season. 19 hits, 11 RBIs, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Fastball right down the middle, but low for ball 2 for McPeters. Peters is kind of making some waving of the glove there to his catcher Singleton. I guess I'm not sure what he's trying to get him to do, but maybe move the glove around a little bit to get the ump to go along with the call. Here's a 2-1 pitch with a bounce situation. It's going to go foul outside the third baseline. Tracking it down is Major Bird, but no damage done on the foul. Headed towards the Hobbs Eagle dugout on the left side of the field. Evens up the count at 2-2. Thomas top of the order. This is his second time around for the Cavemen. Quintella, Perry, and Mabry 2 through 4 in the order. Here's the 2-2 pitch for McPeters. Fastball off the handle. It's going to take a bounce. Backhand by the first baseman for the Eagles and underhands it over to Alderetti. Or Alderetti gets it over to the coverage man. That was Sikoris, who came over from second for out number 1. So first down for the Cavemen. Second in the order now, Aiden Quintella, the shortstop. Got a single back in the first inning, first hit of the ball game for the Cavemen. Into the box now. Quintella batting .409, 18 hits, 8 RBIs, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. And Zach McPeters with a 5-2 record this season, 6-0 for Nolan Perry. Here's the windup in the throw now from McPeters. Fastball, and gets some air underneath with this one. Going to go foul over the Carlsbad dugout. Actually drops right in front of the dugout, running into the wall on the right side net area. Was Singleton. Almost made a head-on collision there. Kind of surprised the ball stayed in the field of play as it went out towards the dugout and then dropped quickly right before it hit the roof of the dugout. Almost an opportunity for a catch here by Singleton. Good effort to get over there. So counts even up at 1-1 with 1 down. Here in the bottom of the third, still scoreless. Here comes the pitch. Fastball outside, swing and a miss, and pirouetting is Quintella for the strikeout. That's the second K of the game issued by McPeters. Now third in the order, Nolan Perry. Of course, he's the pitcher for the Cavemen. Had their first K of the game, though, in the first inning. Takes a look over to the side to get some help from Coach May there in the third base box. And wins about 15, 20 miles per hour in this one. Pitch from McPeters, fastball high for ball 1. Both teams with those 6-0 district records, and betting they're going to be in the top 6 or 7 for the seedings. First for a curveball inside, whacked out hard. It's going to go barely foul up that third base line, midway into left field. I bet taking a big sigh of relief there is Easton Kirkendall, as that would have taken a little time for him to get to that one. At least a double would be on that play, but just barely bounced halfway into left field out in the foul territory. Very low shot, too, and been hard to handle. Probably would have rolled to the warning track out there in deep left corner of left field. Here's the 1-1 pitch now from McPeters' fastball. Going to go the other direction outside for ball 2. Count goes to 2-1 with 2 down. Nolan Perry batting .455. A lot of guys over the 400 mark on this team with 21 hits, 20 RBIs, 17 doubles, or 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 homers. He's going to foul it up towards that dugout right side again. This time it gets over the netting and out of play. So Perry with some decent numbers as a pitcher, that .455. 2 homers also as well out of the 7 total for the Cavemen. And he is one of their seniors. He mentioned just 4 seniors for the Cavemen, 8 for the Eagles. Back in the box goes Perry. facing a 2-2 count with 2 down. Nobody on the bases for the Cavemen. Here comes the pitch from McPeters. Curveball inside and high shot. They're going to go foul left in towards the parking lot area. Out of play. So good sprint over there by Kirkendall in the left field, but not having to worry much about that one as the air took that one way out of the play. So Nolan Perry staying alive, making some contact, going both sides field, right and left, switching it over just a bit. And now a big thumbs up from McPeters out to left field, just trying to get Kirkendall ready out there. Here comes a 2-2 fastball. Clips the outside corner, and Perry shaking his head. He knew he should have moved that bat just a bit. Takes the strike, his second K, and third issued by Zach McPeters. So the Cavemen having a total of 0 hits, nobody on the bases, no run score. We're going to go back and forth in this one. Head to the top of the fourth. Your score, Hobbs, 0. Carlsbad, 0. Back in 1 minute on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here in Carlsbad. Hobbs Eagle Baseball live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Both teams scoreless 0-0. So you go midway through this ball game, slated for 7 innings. We're currently in the Max Preps poll. Carlsbad sitting at number 3, 20-3 record with a 9.0 strength of schedule. And your Hobbs Eagles at number 5 right behind, a 19-4 record and also a 9-point strength of schedule. So these two teams very close in terms of quality. And on the fastball, little check-me swing there for the Eagles. That was a Mackay Brewer, the cleanup man, and takes the strike on the first one, no contact. So this is a very big series for the state in terms of getting seeding all determined. Curveball inside for the ball, evens up the count at 1-1. So 2 of the teams in this district in the top 5. Oregon Mountain, Farmington, Cleveland, and Rio Grande at 6 through 9. Fastball, just low, coming down the middle that time for the ball, 2-1 count. Rio Rancho number 2, La Cueva number 1, and Sandia right above the Eagles at number 4 after Carlsbad, number 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch now for the Cavemen. Curveball inside, whacked off the handle, going to take a bounce towards first. It's picked up and by Harville, the first baseman. He gets some coverage at first by Perry, the pitcher, and gets it over to him for the out. So good help on the teamwork there in the infield for Carlsbad. And that will be out number 1 for the Eagles. Edwin Perez now, 5th in the order for Hobbs. Perez first at bat in this game, struck out back in the second inning, batting .224 this season. Has 11 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, and takes the first pitch right down the middle for the strike. Perez 5th in the order. Bird out already. Kirkendall and Singleton to round out the order for the second time in this game next. Here comes the 0-1 from Perry. Fastball hits the plate, and it'll go wild, but no runners to worry about for the Cavemen. 1 down here for the Eagles, top of the 4th. Perry taking a little bit more time on the mound now to get the call he wants from Molina. Curve it inside, a knuckler, and that's going to take a couple bounces toward the Hobbs Eagle dugout left, and Coach Boyle is going to get the ball and hold on to it here for a minute. Perez facing a 1-2 count now. Has an on-base percentage of 39%. Fastball high, swing and a miss, and that'll be strikeout for Perez. That's number 8 now, 8 Ks for Perry. And now it's going to be Major Bird trying to get something going for the Eagles. He's the third baseman, of course, was hit by a pitch right in the middle of the back in the second inning. Batting .286, has 12 hits, 17 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 1 home run. And he gets a whack on this one out to shallow center, and going over to make the catch, the second baseman getting over there and over the shoulder with two hands to pull it down. That was Dominguez for out number 3. So the Eagles get no hits, nobody on the bases, no runs scored, and here goes the seesaw again. The Cavemen will come up in the bottom of the 4th. We're tied 0-0 in Carlsbad. Back in 60 on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. It's 0-0 here, bottom of the 4th in Carlsbad. Big district battle. And the crown on the line. First game of 3, 1 tonight, 2 tomorrow in Hobbs at Sportsman's Park. That will start at 4:30 for the doubleheader. Got to win 2 out of 3 to get that crown and have a better seed at the state playoffs next week. Definitely both teams will be at home as that gets going. Carlsbad up, bottom of the 4th. And that'll be their cleanup man, Mac Mabry, the right fielder. He ground out to McPeters, the pitcher, earlier. Curveball, barely low outside corner for ball 1. Mabry batting .395 with 17 hits this season. Fastball, barely gets the bottom of the strike zone. Evens up the count with a strike, 1-1. 16 RBIs for Mabry, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, fastball, and come up underneath it was maybe for the strike. No contact on that one. Count goes to 1-2. Peters taking a little bit of breath here on the rubber now as he gets ready for the next pitch. Here comes the windup and the throw. Fastball off the end of the bat, going to go foul left into the parking lot over the top of the Hobbs Eagle dugout. Mabry 4th in the order. Ganaway, Harville, and Galindo due up next, 5 through 7. Harville with one of the 2 hits that the Cavemen have had so far, the other one from Quintella. 3 strikeouts so far for McPeters. Fastball low, and it hits off the bat, rolls up a little bit, and out of play as picking it up was Singleton, and a little slap of the glove on top of the batter just in case that was called fair. Count now is 1-2 with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Peters coming back with a fastball outside. I say barely outside for ball 2. Count now 2-2. Okay, we'll have playoff coverage for you next week with that hopefully squared away by tomorrow night to know we'll probably have a home game or not. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball inside for ball 3. We got a full count going as McPeters continues to face Mac Mabry, the cleanup man for the Cavemen. Mabry has a 50% on-base percentage. Here's a 3-2 pitch outside and goes high with it, and barely missing off the tip of the bat is Mabry over the top for the strike. And that's 3 for him. So a total now of 4 Ks for McPeters. Just 2 hits given up so far, and Brendan Ganaway, the left fielder, who flew out to left for the first out of the 2nd inning. Ganaway batting .487, one of the tops on the team. 19 hits, 13 RBIs, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Takes the first pitch, a strike for the first strike. 0-1 now for Ganaway. Quick reload now for McPeters. Turns and fires a fastball outside, and looked like Ganaway was pulling back from a possible bunt on that one, but it was very late as he moved the bat back towards him. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Brandon Galloway. Here's the windup in the throw. Fastball right down the middle. Swing and a miss for Ganaway. Count to 1-2. Nice blue skies out here in Carlsbad. Some winds, about 15 to 20. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball right over the top of McPeters, it takes a bounce out to center field. That'll be a single for Ganaway and the third hit of the ball game for the Cavemen. So a runner on base now is Ganaway to break kind of a dry spell for both teams. Eagles had one hit from Marcus Alderetti. He was 7th in the order. That happened in the second inning. And Quintella got his hit in the first for Carlsbad, Harville in the second, and now one in the 4th inning for Ganaway. So hit count now is 3-1 in favor of the blue and white. Now the lefty, Grant Harville, who had a single back in the second. Harville with a .571 batting average. Curveball inside, little flinch, and takes the strike on the first pitch. He's tied for the best batting average to start this game with Ramos, both at .571. 8 hits, 6 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Takes a peek over at first to check the runner, does McPeters. One down, fastball, down the middle for the strike, so now already 0-2 against Grant Harville, 6th in the order for the Cavemen. Big pitch coming here from McPeters. Galindo, Molina, and Dominguez, 7th through 9th for Carlsbad next. Long delay this time from McPeters. Fastball, knuckler off the handle, going to go middle of the backstop for the foul. So staying alive is Harville. Harville an on-base percentage of 76%, so definitely some good situation for him, a guy you can rely on to get on the bases for the Cavemen. One down, runner at first. Here's the pitch, curveball. Just barely floats above the strike zone, and the throw back gets over the webbing of the glove. It does ricochet off the glove there of McPeters, but it was out towards second, so the Corps is able to track it down, so that didn't advance the runner for the Cavemen. Ganaway still holding out at first after the single. And Harville, one of the 3 hits of the ball game, the lefty for the Cavemen. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. As McPeters comes with a curveball, hit high in the air to left field on the fly, and going back with the back pedal and an over-the-shoulder catch for the Eagles, the shortstop. That's Colton Graham with the out. So that'll be out number 2 now. And now that'll be 7th in the order, Zach Galindo, the DH. He walked back in the second inning, the only walk issued so far by Zach McPeters. Galindo batting .370, has 10 hits, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles. But 2 outs here for the Cavemen with the runner at first. Still 0-0 here in the bottom of the 4th and a fast-moving affair in Carlsbad. Curveball outside for ball 1. Of course, the doubleheader tomorrow. Very critical games at Sportsman's Park. One of those teams, the Eagles or the Cavemen, will be the district champs. McPeters with a 1-0 pitch, curve it inside, high, strike, and then a throw to second. The tag should be in time. Yes, it is. Beautiful throw from Singleton, right in the bag, over to his teammate Sikoris for the swipe, and that'll be out number 3. And they'll get Ganaway trying to get to second on the steal. So no hits, or 1 hit, I should say, for the Cavemen. They leave 1 on base momentarily, but tagged out at second, trying to steal the base. No runs come across. And we're already to the top of the 5th. Your score, Hobbs 0, Carlsbad 0. Stay with us live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. We got ourselves a close one here in Carlsbad. The Eagles and the Cavemen 0-0, top of the 5th inning. We are slated for 7, at least regulation. Marcus Alderetti will be up for the Eagles. He had a single, the only hit of the game for Hobbs, back in the second inning. Hobbs has struck out 8 times so far off the pitching of Nolan Perry, who comes into this game at 6-0. Alderetti trying to get some offense stirred up here for the Eagles, batting .250 this season. He has 11 hits, 12 RBIs. All of his hits have been singles up to this point. Alderetti with a 42% base percentage, fastball, and gets him spinning around just a bit for the strike. Count goes to 0-1. Kirkendall and Singleton, 8th and 9th for the Eagles. Quick reload for Perry. Turns and fires a fastball. Hard swing there. Connect by Alderete. Goes foul right out towards the Cavemen High School here. Still 0-2 now for Alderete. Got to protect the plate on this next one from Perry. The windup in the throw. Fastball hits the hand. Ooh, as the umpires say that he turned into that one, you could hear it right in the middle of the hand and major contact. Coach Boyle has taken a march out towards the third baseline, and I think he's going to argue the fact that Alderete was hit first and did come into the ball that time. The plate umpire is actually going to call the first base ump over there to discuss that. I think the best eye shot of that was the plate umpire. And boy, the catcher having some words for the umpire. Molina follows him out to the playing field there, and kind of had a little heated discussion with the plate umpire. I don't know how you can get the first base ump's decision on this one. He was way far away from the plate. He's about almost into right field. Now coming back to help out the plate umpire. Now they're going to say that Alderete put his hand into the ball. That's got to be a big question mark here. Ball plunked him right on the right hand. They're going to keep him at the plate. So it's going to call it to, I guess, no harm, no foul there. 0-2 count. Boy, seemed like a pretty easy plunk on the hand that time. Back in the box goes Alderete. No balls and 2 strikes. He does, like we mentioned, had 1 single. Here's the pitch from Perry. Curve again. They're going to click the inside corner for strike 3. 9 Ks now for Perry in this game. And Alderete probably should have first base at this point, but we won't prolong that anymore. Easton Kirkendall now 8th in the order. He struck out back in the 2nd inning. Kirkendall batting .309, has 17 hits, 11 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a home run. Curveball inside, fouled out to the right backstop, bounces off and rolls back towards the Carlsbad Cavemen logo. Off to the right of home plate. Catcher Molina going to return the ball to the umpire. So Kirkendall back in the box now with an 0-1 count. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Perry. Fastball comes low and ball 1. 1-1 count. Eagles been on base a few times. A walk for McNabb, hit by a pitch for Bird, single for Alderete. Fastball, swing and a miss by Kirkendall. Now to count to 1-2. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Baseball on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. 4:30 start tomorrow for the doubleheader. Here's the 1-2 pitch for Perry. Knuckler going to run out towards second towards Dominguez. Turns and fires a sidewinder and makes connect with Harville at first off the 4-3. So out number 2 for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th. Still 0-0 your score. And bottom of the order now, Kenyon Singleton, the catcher, who ground out to short for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Singleton batting .241 with 13 hits, 18 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 2 home runs. He's tied with, or he's actually second on the team with the 2, 7 total for Sikoris. First pitch down the pike for the strike. So 7 home runs for Sikoris. Singleton with 2, and 1 apiece for McNabb, Brewer, Graham, Kirkendall, and Bird. Fastball again for strike 2, and holding on that one as well was Singleton. So now facing an 0-2 count. Definitely does not want to have a strikeout here. That would sit the Eagles down. Fastball, swing and a miss. That was an outside pitch on the fastball, and that'll be strike number 3. So 10 Ks so far for Nolan Perry. That's why he's got a 6-0 record. Eagles 3 up and 3 down as they go through 2 orders of the batting. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still scoreless. Hobbs 0. The Cavemen 0. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We get done with the fifth inning stretch here in Carlsbad. The Hobbs Eagles on the D. Continuing to be on the mound is Zach McPeters, so far giving up 3 hits, but has struck out 4. And he'll be facing Zach Galindo, 7th in the order, the DH, who walked back in the second inning. He's only walked 1 in this ballgame so far. Total of 3 hits, though, for Carlsbad, converted by Quintella, Ganaway, and Harville. For your Hobbs Eagles, the single by Alderetti, walk by McNabb, and hit by a pitch by Bird. The only 3 base runners in this ball game, as they've been struck out 10 times so far in game 1 of this triple header. 1 today, 2 tomorrow. The other 2 in Hobbs, of course, at Sportsman's Park. So hopefully the Eagles can get their district crown at home. So the Cavemen up now, Zach Galindo, the DH, the guy that walked back in the second. Peters adjusts his brim of his cap, gets it all ready to go here. Galindo, one of the lefties for Carlsbad. First pitch coming is going to be curveball inside and fouled out as it heads to the right and out of play for ball, or make it strike 1. 0-1 count. Peters with a quick reload, turns and fires a fastball high and outside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Bottom of the 5th inning, still 0-0. Very speedy ball game in Carlsbad tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch for McPeters. Curveball, and it's going to be a dribbler out to first. Should be an easy play by Alderetti, and he takes a little sprint towards first after grounding it into his glove and gets the stomp out at the first base for out number 1. Ty Molina now 8th in the order, flew to second, back in the second. Jeremiah Dominguez will round out the order next for the Cavemen, and they'll go to the 3rd round of batters. Again, we mentioned that the Eagles currently rank 5th in the Max Preps poll, the Cavemen at number 3. Here's the pitch from McPeters. Fastball outside for ball 1. Molina, .211 batting average for the season. 8 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles. Time called. As the umpire going to have a little talk with Singleton and McPeters right in front of home plate. I think they're just getting the right ball that they want to use out there. 1 ball and no strikes to Molina. Going to waggle the bat behind his right ear. And here comes McPeters with the fastball high for ball 2. Count goes to 2-0. Trying to get a base runner on with a 0-0 game going on. 2-0 pitch, fastball down the middle for the strike. Nice shot there by McPeters to get the count to 2-1. Hobbs Eagles live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube off the 2-1 pitch. Fastball down the pike for the strike, and the count evens at 2-2. Peters coming back in this one, down 2-0 in the count, now has tied it up. And he's not going to waste any more time. Here's another pitch, curving inside, and is tucked in and going to go foul up the left fence near the Hobbs Eagle dugout. Kept it pretty tight that time and not really much chance to extend the bat for Molina. Did get a piece of it, though. Still 2-2 now for Molina. Here comes McPeters. Fastball, and goes outside with it for ball 3. And now a full count. Three balls and 2 strikes. Ty Molina trying to stay alive at the plate for the blue and white. Fastball. And they got strike 3. A big sprint by Molina trying to change the ump's mind, but it's not going to happen. Beautiful pitch there on the outside corner by McPeters on the fastball for out number 2. That's the 5th K now for Zach McPeters on the mound for the Eagles, and out number 2. Still 0-0, bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the order will be Jeremiah Dominguez, the second baseman. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. He grounded out to second. Last at bat. Nobody on the bases for the Cavemen. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from McPeters. Fastball at the end of the bat. That's going to go out to center field and take a little bit of a roll and pick up a single for Dominguez. That'll be the 4th hit for the Cavemen. So they do have a runner finally on first base, and a lefty, top of the order now. Tristan Thomas steps in. He's a center fielder. Thomas on the season with 11 RBIs. In terms of on-base percentage at 51%. But there are 2 outs on the board for the Eagles. Bottom of the 5th, still 0-0. Big leadoff at first by Dominguez. Curveball inside, a little low for ball 1. Quintella, Perry, and Mabry, 2 through 4 in the order if they get up. And those 2 outs on the board. Roswell and Clovis also finishing out their season with a triple header, 1 tonight, 2 tomorrow. Here's the 1-0, curving inside, ball 2. Peters takes a look over to the dugout. Last minute instructions from Coach Bowman, the pitching coach for the Eagles. Takes a peek back at first to see what Dominguez is doing over there. Turns and fires a curveball inside off the hand. They're going to route towards second to Sikoris. Turns and fires it over to first and connects with Alderetti off the 4-3. So the ground out for Thomas. Second time he's done that in a row against Sikoris. And the Eagles do give up 1 hit. They leave 1 on base, but no runs come across. And we're going to the top of the 6th already. 0-0 your score. Carlsbad and Hobbs. A classic contest here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube back in 60. Tug of war going on here in Carlsbad. The Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen 0-0, top of the 6th, and we are slated for 7 in this one game tonight. Eagles at the plate. They've had 1 hit so far from Marcus Alderetti, but the top of the order, Bernie Sikoris, one of the lefties. He has struck out 2 times at this point, and there's a total of 10 Ks for the Eagles, so the bat's got to come alive to try to get a lead on the scoreboard for either team, actually. Still pitching for the Cavemen, Perry takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Perry, of course, 6-0 on the season, 11th game. Gets the windup and the throw. Fastball outside again for ball 2. Of course, with a good eye on the first 2. Sikoris came into this game with a total of 18 stolen bases. Takes a fastball down the middle for the strike. Definitely has got some speed on the bases. You can get him out there. And 54% on base percentage as well. So definitely would like to get him in that opportunity. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Curve it inside, and getting away from it is Sikoris for the ball. No, they called the strike on the inside corner. Strike 2. Count goes to 2-2. Still 0-0 your score, top of the 6th. And a quick reload for Perry. Goes curveball outside, swing and a miss. That dropped quickly as it came towards the outside corner and sunk as Sikoris takes his 3rd strike of the ball game. And that's 11 Ks by Nolan Perry on the mound for the Cavemen. Second in the order now, Eric McNabb, the center fielder. He is 0 for 1, walked in the first inning, and struck out in the 3rd. All 3 batters struck out in the 3rd. 1 down for the Eagles. Fastball barely gets the handle and goes foul right behind home plate. No balls and a strike to McNabb. Graham and Brewer, 3rd and 4th in the order next. Perry comes with a fastball. Little high for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Came in at 20-3 this season, and your Hobbs Eagles at 19-4. So nip and tuck there. Both 6-0 in district. Here's the 1-1 pitch for Perry. High. Shanked off by McNabb. Again to the middle of the backstop. Continues to slice at it. And the count now 1-2. We'll be on the air tomorrow at 4:20 for the pregame show. First pitch at 4:30. Doubleheader game 1, or game 2. Game 3 following after that. Here's the 1-2 from Perry. Fastball A little excuse me swing there by McNabb, and unfortunately he's going to have to sit down with his second K of the ball game. 12 strikeouts issued by Perry so far, and now 2 outs for the Eagles. Colton Graham, third in the order now. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The top 3 batters on the team for the Eagles have a combined 7 strikeouts so far. Fastball whacked right through the pitcher, but it's going to take a roll to short. Quintella turns and fires and gets the out. So it looked like Perry's glove might have got a little bit of the English off of that one and slowed it up a little bit for Quintella to get a grasp of it. It's short. And that will be a 6-3 and kind of an aided play there by number 1, the pitcher, Perry. Hobbs Eagles, 2 strikeouts and a ground out, and that's the 3rd out of this top of the 6th. We'll take a break, come back live with Hobbs Eagle Baseball versus Carlsbad on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Fast-moving affair here in Carlsbad, 0-0, bottom of the 6th. The Cavemen, the home team, are up for Carlsbad. Talking up here in the press box, and scorekeeper and the other radio station, they think kind of like me, and one mistake could be the end of this ball game for somebody. We'll just have to wait to see who makes that mistake. Hit count right now is 4-1 in favor of Carlsbad, and Eagles have been struck out 12 times, but still in the thick of this ball game. Cavemen at the plate now. They are second in the order, Aiden Quintella. He is 1 of 2 and had a single and a strikeout. Pitch coming from McPeters, right down the middle low for ball 1. Peters gets a big breath here, turns and fires. The fastball whacked out above the head of Bird out into left field. Going to take a roll as well. Should be at least a double. No, they're going to hold the runner up at first. Quintella will be stopped. That's his second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3 now. 5 hits now for the Cavemen. The problem with the Cavemen, though, they haven't got past second base yet. And really, it's been a long time since anybody's made it to second, either team. Nolan Perry, the pitcher, now out to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. McPeters has struck out 5 so far, and almost half of those from Perry. So runner at first for the Cavemen. Peters turns and fires a fastball low and outside for ball 1, and moving quickly to the right to make sure that didn't go wild was Singleton, using his knee pads there to knock that around a little bit and see how far off base Quintella would get at first. 1 ball and no strikes now to Perry. He's 3rd in the order, but Mabry, the cleanup man, is next, yet to get a hit. Fastball down the middle. Pass. Oh, Bird gets his hand out, makes a nice grab from the ground, fires it off to second, and gets it to Sikoris for the out. And that's going to have to be a seat taken for Quintella. I could not believe that Bird got his glove around that one, just off the webbing as he dove. Flopped his body on the ground there and reached out his left glove to try to pull that one down. And got the glove down just where he needed to make sure it didn't go underneath it, and is able to throw it over to Sikoris at second for the out on the fielder's choice. I was saying earlier there's dirt between the bases. It's actually brown field turf. Looks like dirt out there, or at least red clay. There is dirt on the mound. Fastball, it's off the end of the bat. Backhand by Graham. It's short. Throws a high one over to first and makes a connection over to Alderetti on the 6-3. The Eagles with some nice defensive plays on the last 2 at-bats. So the left side of the infield definitely is on alert here as both Bird and Graham come up big. And that one a little bit behind infield there. Was a little bit going towards left field, but Graham already had a little bit of back pedal there to make the play. So 2 down now for the Cavemen. Still 0-0 And now it's Brandon Canaway, who's 1 for 2 with a single and flew to left. There's a runner at second, though. And that is Quintella. Curveball inside, knuckler off the glove, or actually the handle, I should say, rolls out to the right side fence near the Carlsbad dugout, out foul territory. So actually it's one runner at second as McPeters looks back at second base to check the runner, turns and fires a curveball. This one hit high in the air. It's going to head out towards first base. Calling everybody off is out already and makes the one-hand catch for out number 3. So one hit recorded by the Cavemen. Nobody gets past second, though. No runs come across. We go to the top of the 7th. This could be the final inning if anybody makes a mistake and lets something go through. 0-0 your score. Hobbs and Carlsbad live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube back in 60. Eagles trying to get their first run of the ball game. They're tied with Carlsbad 0-0 here in the top of the 7th. Perry remains on the mound for the Cavemen with the fastball low and outside for ball 1. Makai Brewer, the cleanup man for the Eagles, 0 for 2, flew to left and ground to first in his first 2 at-bats. Nobody has scored in this ball game yet. Perry goes a fastball, golf swing out towards left field. This should stay in play, going towards the wall, and it's over for a home run. Big play from Makai Brewer. A home run, and that might be the mistake that broke the Camels back in this one. The pitch of Perry went over the left field wall towards the corner, and it goes over for the first score of the ball game. Eagles up 1-0. Couldn't come at a better time here in the top of the 7th. So finally could put something on the scoreboard in terms of runs. Eagles up 1-0. So Brewer coming up exactly when he needed to in the 7th inning, the final inning possibly of this game. We'll have to wait and see. That's Brewer's second homer of the season and now 16 for the Eagles overall. 1-0 your score, first score of the ball game. And in terms of the hit count, that'll be 5-2 now. Eagles getting a single from Alderetti and now a home run from, of course, Makai Brewer. Boy, the dugout went to a roar after that play, or that hit, I should say. And now Edwin Perez, he's 5th in the order, who's struck out twice. 0-2 count, or make it 0-2 so far. Takes the first pitch a strike with a fastball. Definitely want to continue with some base runners here. Fastball coming, dropping across the plate quickly, and now we got strike 2. Over the top was Perez. Takes a peek over to Coach Boyle at the third base box. Quick reload here for Perry. Turns and fires. Fastball outside and low for ball 1. Count goes to 1-2. Score is 1-0 here, top of the 7th. Carlsbad will still have an at-bat, though. Perry comes with a fastball outside, swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3 for Perez. He's struck out all 3 times so far, and now 13 Ks by Perry. First out for the Eagles, Major Bird now, the third baseman, hit by a pitch and flew out to second. 1 down for Hobbs, up 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Perry, fastball low for ball 1. Don't forget our 2 games tomorrow, starting at 4:20 with the pregame show here at HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube from Sportsman's Park. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, a little bit higher that time for the strike, and the outside corner evens up the count at 1-1. Perry comes back quickly, fastball outside for ball 2. Count the 2-1. Bird is 6th in the order. Alderetti, Kirkendall, and Singleton 7 through 9. 2-1 pitch, high fastball, drops though at the last second, gets that outside corner for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Perry really starting to move with the pitches here. Fastball high and outside. We got a full count at 3-2 off the ball. Bird takes a peek back at the plate umpire to make sure he has the count right, and it is 3-2. Got to protect the plate here if it's close at all. Fastball low as it drops a sinker, and that'll be a swing and a miss for Bird for strike 3. 14 Ks for Perry. 7th in the order, Marcus Aldretti, 1 of 2 at the plate with a single and strikeout. So one of the 2 hitters for the Eagles in this game. Of course, the other one, Brewer with the home run. Perry with the fastball, whacks off the handle and takes a bounce behind the third baseline, rolling back towards the net. Be chased down by Molina, the catcher. Of course, both teams atop the leaderboard here in the district at 6-0 records. Here's the 0-1 pitch, fastball high, swing and a miss on the fast, and it's going to be 0-2 now for Marcus Aldretti. Hobbs outscored their opponents up to this game 92-11, and Carlsbad 78-13. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fastball sinker for ball 1, 1-2 count. So Eagles getting more runs in the district against Roswell and Clovis, 14 more, and 2 runs less given up on defense, 11 versus 13. The fastball and holding on it was Aldretti and takes the 3rd strike. Watching, catcher called that before the ump did. That's 15 Ks for Perry, but the big one was Mackay Brewer with the left field home run. Your Eagles up 1-0, but they got to play some tough D. If Carlsbad doesn't score, the Eagles win game 1 of the series back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We go down to the wire here in Carlsbad. Your Hobbs Eagles up 1-0, bottom of the 7th. The end of regulation here. Carlsbad has a last hurrah. They've got to score at least 1 to send this into more innings of this one. Probably the quickest game I've seen since I've been calling baseball for quite a few years now. But you know how baseball goes. Just when you think it's over, we go to double, triple, quadruple innings or extra innings or something. But we'll see about that. First, the Eagles want to shut down the Cavemen and go home for 2 tomorrow. Cavemen taking some time getting their first batter up. And they go to the top of the order, too. Tristan Thomas. Excuse me, let's make that Harville. Looking ahead on my schedule here. Grant Harville, who's 1 for 2, has a single and flew to short over to Colton Graham. 5 hits for the Cavemen. They've struck out 5 times off the pitching of McPeters. He's not going to waste any time. Curve it inside for the strike as the lefty waits on it, does Harville, and goes to 0-1. Harville 6th in the order. Next pitch, fastball, and it's going to take a bounce over to first. 1 hop, picked up by Aldretti, stomps on the base, and that's out number 1 quickly. Quiets the crowd just a bit. 1 down for the Cavemen. And now it's Zach Galindo's turn to step up. He's the DH. He's 0 for 1, ground to first, but also had a walk. The only walk issued by McPeters in this ball game. Again, 5 hits for this team, but they have not yet got past second base. Of course, Eagles got it across second base and then some with the home run by Mackay Brewer to make it 1-0 here. 1 down for the Cavemen. Pitch from McPeters, fastball high for ball 1. Molina due up next, and then Dominguez 9th in the order. Dominguez has a single. Molina 0 for 2, but there's 1 out here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Curveball inside and barely low for ball 1. Make it 2-0 count. Galindo a lefty. Peters kind of moves his feet around the rubber just a bit, getting himself in position. Fastball outside and clips that corner. And the ump doesn't have a real strong strike call there, but he gets on that one. The count goes to 2-1 Carlsbad fans not too happy about that one. Very close. 2-1 pitch coming inside and almost getting the shoulder of Galindo, and he spins out of it. And now that's a ball with a 3-1 count. So McPeter's got to try to get himself back in this one here. Don't want to give up any easy stuff, though, and wish you had it. 3 balls and 1 strike. McPeter's fastball down the pike for the strike, and now a full count, 3-2. Big pitch coming here from McPeters with a 1-0 lead, the bottom of the 7th, the last hurrah for the Cavemen. Here it comes. McPeters, fastball, late swing by Galindo, and sends it to the left backstop for the foul. I think that was going to be a little bit high, too. That might have got him a walk there, but he decided to swing at the last minute. Galindo does have the only walk so far for the Cavemen. He's going to have to protect the plate on this next one for sure. The windup and the throw from McPeters, curving inside. This is aired out, but it's going to go towards third. Down the line, and it bounces off the webbing. I think they're going to call that a fair ball. Bird could not get a grasp on it. Now we're going to have a time called, and I think the plate umpire is going to go ahead and overrule that, as the base coach, Coach May, was calling it fair, but the ump, I think, has the call. I believe he's the official, and they're going to bring it back. Boy, dodging a bullet. His in foul territory was Major Bird. Got to his glove and hand up there to try to field it in, but up in the air. I think the sun got his eyes, and it bounces off his webbing as he backpedals outside the third baseline behind the third bag. Thought it would be a routine catch, but the sun's right in his eyes. So the count is still full, 3-2, as the plate ump brings back Brandon Ganaway with that 3-2 count. Again, he's got 1 single to his name so far, or correction, Galindo. And he's going to take a high fastball for ball 4, and that will walk Galindo. His second walk of the ball game, only 2 given up to the Cavemen. Ty Molina up now. He's 0 for 2, flew to second and struck out. 1 out. Cavemen have a runner at first. Singleton went out and talked to McPeters just a bit, and Eagles were wishing that would have been caught in the foul territory, but unfortunately it was dropped. So major different complexion now for the Cavemen. They got a runner at first, the tying run at first, and at the plate we mentioned Molina 0 for 2. 1 out, and a 1-0 Eagle lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Time called, and Coach Bowman's going to go out and talk to McPeters, along with, looks like Singleton will go out there from behind the plate, and looks like also Alderetti from first. Little discussion here, some strategy calls, as got to be careful what the Cavemen are going to try to do here. Maybe a bunt to try to get another base runner on. Quick discussion, definitely not going to take him out. Just going to make sure he has the right pitch calls here, along with his catcher Singleton, as Coach May talks to 2 of his batters on the left side. Timeout done, and we're back in business here in Carlsbad. 1-0, your Eagles up here in the top or bottom of the 7th. Carlsbad at the plate with 1 down and a runner at first. Ty Molina steps back in. Still looking over to Coach May on the left side. You can remember him from USW baseball from Hobbs. Also taught in the Hobbs School District for a year or so. Fastball sinks at the last second. They're going to say low for ball 1. Again, this is the final inning of regulation at least. Hobbs holds up with a 1 run. They will be the winners of this one. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle. You could tell that was coming a mile away. And holding on it was Molina for the strike. Count goes to 1-1. Exciting game, fast-moving affair here in Carlsbad. 1 ball and 1 strike. McPeters looks at first. Curveball inside. This is a knuckler, but it's going to go high out towards second. Should be a routine play for Sikoris, and makes the catch in between first and second. So the fly out for Ganaway. And 2 down now for the Cavemen. This could be all she wrote for the blue and white. They trail 1-0 to your Eagles, and Grant Harbill steps up. Or excuse me, Dominguez steps up. Bottom of the order. He is 1 for 2, had a single and ground to second. The force out is second for the Eagles. Curveball inside, swing and a miss. Over the top goes Dominguez for the strike. Throw back to McPeters, goes off his glove and rolls out towards the line between first and second here, and he tells everybody just to hold off, no harm done. Don't want to have any mistakes here to make it runners advance. Hobbs up 1-0 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. This is the last at bat possibly for Carlsbad. 0-1 count. McPeters curveball off the end of the bat, going to go foul. It's going to go over the right netting out of play near here in the press box. So now 0-2 count as Dominguez going to have to protect the plate, and Hobbs, Eagle infield, taking a look over to the dugout, get some last-minute communications from Coach Boyle. Game 1 on the line here. McPeters started this ball game facing Dominguez with an 0-2 count. Curveball inside, a little high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nail-biting time for the Carlsbad fans here at home. Peters going to delay a little bit as he looks at first to check the runner. That's Galindo. The 1-2 pitch, fastball high and outside for ball 2. Count even at 2-2. Top of the order, if they can get one up, Tristan Thomas. He's 0 for 3, though, for the Cavemen. But it might not get that far. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes McPeters. Curveball, swing and a miss, and strike 3. Game over. Your Hobbs Eagles pick up the first win of the 3-game set as the final is 1-0 here in Carlsbad. And the black and gold are pretty excited about this one as they pick up the W. Again, you win this series, and you are the champs, the district champs. Very important game as they beat the number 3 ranked Carlsbad Cavemen. Of course, the Eagles at number 5, and definitely will work to their advantage with this win here. And I believe one of the games last year was a 1-0 contest as well. The Eagles winning that one in a close one. I believe that game was also here in Carlsbad. So final one more time, 1-0. Your Eagles with the win in a very fast-paced ball game. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. We're back live here in Carlsbad. The victorious Hobbs Eagles 1-0 over the Cavemen. Hobbs improves to 20-4, their 20th win of the season, 7-0 in district. Cavemen dropped to 20-4 and 6-1. Critical game too. The Eagles wanted to get this district championship. Have to win 2 out of 3, but still getting a win over Carlsbad, who's ranked higher than you in the Max Preps poll. Definitely a good situation for the decision on what seed they'll be in the playoffs next week. Let's look at the numbers of this game. Carlsbad won the hit battle 5-2. Looking at Aiden Quintella, ended up 2 for 8 in Quintella, 2 for 3, had a pair of singles and a strikeout. A single for Brandon Ganaway. He went 1 for 3. Grant Harville was 1 for 3 with a single. And Jeremiah Dominguez went 1 for 3 with the single. So no multi-base hits for Carlsbad, all coming on singles, and a total of 3 guys, or make it 4 guys, that ended up getting hits for the Cavemen. So they had a total of 5. They were struck out 6 times, and they ended up being walked just once in this contest, actually twice. Both of those from Zach Galindo. So nice job for pitching there for Zach McPeters. Again, striking out a total of 6 of the Cavemen. And for your Hobbs Eagles, not a big offensive production game, but hey, let's talk about the one guy that got the win, Makai Brewer. He went 1 for 3 and hit the home run to left field over the fence, and his only hit of the ball game. as he gets the 1-0 victory for his Eagles and getting them that win over Carlsbad. Definitely going to get them a good shot at a higher seed in the playoffs. Other than that, the other hit coming from Marcus Aldretti went 1 for 3. He had a single in the second inning. So those two guys, only ones that get hits. Hobbs had some issues, though, with the strikeouts. 15 Ks issued by Perry on the mound for the Cavemen. So not a lot of bat contact there, but still, they got what they needed when they needed it with that big home run for Mackay Brewer. So, again, 2 hits, 15 strikeouts, and the Eagles themselves only walked 1 time, and that was Eric McNabb in the first inning. So the win for Zach McPeters improves him to 6-2 on the season. And by the way, that was the first loss of the season for Perry, Nolan Perry. He drops to 6-1, and definitely will finally get an ERA, I would think, after that one, and giving up that home run to Mackay Brewer. Again, the Eagles improved to 20-4, 7-0 in district. Carlsbad drops to 20-4 and 6-1. So an exciting game to start, very fast-moving affair. Tomorrow night, we've got a doubleheader at Sportsman's Park. 4:30 start time. We'll have the pregame show at 4:20. Of course, that'll be a 2-game situation, a game right after that around 6:30. So expect to be there a little bit later at the park with those 2 games going on and everything on the line for a district championship. You have to win 2 out of 3 to put that crown on your head after tomorrow's games. And, of course, not the easiest thing to do against these 2 teams that are always going at it towards the end of the season. And, of course, last year, a little bit of a different format in terms of the games that they played. Due to COVID, they reduced the schedule, and the district was a lot different with the number of games they played against each other. But still, it all comes down to these 2 games tomorrow to see how you're going to do in terms of the seeding. And right now, as we mentioned, Carlsbad at number 3 in Max Preps and your Hobbs Eagles at number 5. Again, the final score here in Carlsbad tonight, your Eagles 1, Carlsbad nothing. Again, be with us tomorrow at 4:20 for the pregame show on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Have a great time there tonight in Hobbs.